That's transcended friendship.
Yeah.
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 Our friendship didn't end, Brittany. I just felt the need to say that. It was a joke. It didn't end.
What?
I
Why'd
just
you
got
feel the
really
need to say that?
I got sad thinking about our friendship ending. So.
I could hear the emotion in it.
I couldn't be mean. I can't do it.
I gotta go.
I don't know how
It's a lot of
any of you
feelings.
are friends with me. You're all so
Convenience.
weak.
I'm scared to
You're
leave.
all so weak. Scared to leave.
Hold on,
We've been-
that
You
one.
know what, Steve? It's because I have to be strong all fucking day. So
It's true.
I want to be weak now.
You could never do what Kay does, Steve.
What? I won't.
Don't even
Don't.
try. You could never
Yeah.
do it.
I just vote no across the board. Things are very political right now, and it's not very fun.
Lindsay,
What?
what did we do 2 weeks ago?
Oh boy, oh boy,
Not
oh
just
boy.
1 week, but 2.
I took less notes than usual because you guys said it was
Good.
funny. So
Good.
my notes are
You took notes,
That's why
notes
she.
before?
real
That's why she took
bad,
less notes.
real
Real
bad,
bad.
Real bad.
real bad.
Mhm.
Okay, so it says airplane baby, and then it says, oh, gross, bright eyes.
Excellent.
Gross.
Smoky room moments.
Ooh, smoky room moments.
I'm sorry,
Smoky.
please explain. Please extrapolate.
There'll be no questions at this time.
Don't remember what happened.
Y'all
I
were
don't.
getting high. That's
Was
what
there
it was.
a room that was on fire, Lindsay? Smoky room.
No,
what happened?
there was. Yeah, okay. Everyone was getting high. Was it?
Hey, there we go.
And then it says big emotion! Exclamation mark. And then
Who
spore
had the big emotion?
vibing.
Yeah, who had it?
Spore
Who's
vibing.
big emotion?
Everybody was having a big
Everybody.
emotion.
A big.
And
Everybody
nothing-
had a big emotion. Oh my god.
Well-
Nothing else happened last week.
Nendra and Gina had a big fight.
Hmm.
The most
fight.
coherent part
Huge
involves
fight.
The one,
Nendra.
yeah, the one thing that she remembers.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
What was the fight about?
Obviously. It was about being invited to go and not being invited to go.
To go where?
Just
No, I
out-
think you're right. It was
Go,
just
Nick.
about being invited to
being
go.
invited?
Where didn't matter.
Did? No.
Did? What? No. So then we got invited. We were guarded by Hannah.
You gotta get back.
Ha.
It's pronounced
Han-
handsome.
Hannah.
Handsome.
But
What was
all-
he? Wasn't he like a 3 on the 12 scale?
All
Didn't
I
he come
wrote
in
was
low?
It was a
all I
fight.
wrote-
His mother thinks he's handsome.
Didn't he?
All I
have
said was
low?
not as fine as too fine.
Probably should
Uh,
say I had no 3.
Not as
So-
fine as too fine.
So not as fine as too fine. And then there was something about courtyards and
Just a little tiny incident about courtyards.
Mhm.
just a tiny
Little
incident.
Yeah, there was
tiny
nothing
incident.
else.
2 weeks
Courtyard.
ago. 2 weeks ago was the big courtyard incident, or 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks
There
ago.
was yeah,
Courtyard
this was
incident.
The angriest I've ever been at Nick Pritchard in my entire life.
this was a small courtyard incident.
It's a courtyard, not a pergola.
And then we went to the Windy God Temple. OSSOSH. Is that a name? Is that a name?
That's a good question.
It's a good question. Okay.
It's a place.
What?
It's
Why
definitely
do I
a
have-
noise you made.
Why did I write OSSOSH?
Lindsay, I want you to know. I made an
yell it every
article
time.
for this deity the other day, and I'm gonna take a clip of you saying his name and just put it at the very
OSSOSH?
top, and everyone can
OSSOSH!
click on it when they're looking for the pronunciation.
You
OSSOSH.
should that with everything. The funniest pronunciation of each character's
Only
name.
Lindsay's pronunciation.
Too fine.
Too fine.
Various strata.
Very Strata. Oh,
Like
you need.
that.
Ooh.
You need
Ooh.
good.
The
She
art.
fancy today.
Okay, various Strata. Yeah.
Wow.
Nick, do you not remember
She's
the?
learning.
Do you not remember the drunk text that I sent you when like we were out at a bar and I was like Very
couple.
Strata, and I was like that was
Wow, how did
They're-
you go from like
From
very clearly like Spanish to very clearly Russian? Berry Estrada.
Very
Ah,
Strada.
my favorite dragon.
Comrade Berry Estrada.
Oh, I love it.
And then I just said that we bought some gifts and we stole some plants, and that was it.
Yep, you
That's
captured
right, yeah.
everything of importance from 2 weeks ago, and
Everything.
You are simultaneously the best and the worst of us.
Bought some gifts.
I mean, did
and
we do
stole
anything
some
else that was more
plants.
important than that?
there were a couple of important moments
I don't remember.
scattered
I don't think so.
amongst the.
I mean,
So
I
Dominic.
remember the fact that like the windy god looked like Zephyr, and we were
Okay,
like,
yeah.
oh fuck, okay, well, so
Uh-huh,
it's definitely
Seeing
Not
a
a-
shrine to King Eleasif,
yeah.
and to OSSOSH, the
Just
considered
OSSOSH.
deity.
A source.
OSSOSH.
He's considered a deity?
No.
What?
OSSOSH
No,
is
but also yes, but also
Oh, wait,
OSSOSH
no.
is not quite considered on the same level as God. Maybe just below little G God.
Okay, so
He's
Well,
a
like,
god.
he's a
He's a
god.
god in the way Nick liked those bread lights. Yeah, he's-
Well, yeah, but I
No,
did.
He's not, but he's not.
Is he a god? Yes, but he's not. He is the, or was
OG.
the caliph, the leader of the air genie. So he's just below any formal deity. However, given his
Genie.
presence is in the plane of air, he's at his most powerful and is probably the most powerful air elemental in the plane.
Is he like a djinn?
Yes, he is a djinn.
Okay. Air djinn. I didn't. Yeah, I want to know.
Um,
how
so we're gonna
believe-
fight him, right?
Believed to be captured within this floating isle.
He makes
yes,
it
Gina.
glow.
What was the name of the place that we were supposed to talk to Silencio about, but the drows are terrible and probably aren't going to?
Sigil.
Sigil.
Yeah, sigil.
Sigil.
Mhm.
Sigil. Okay.
You learned that most of the exports or imports from this place to this place tend to come from Sigil. You did have one among several big emotions with Zeph, due to the psychic link
You can
that
call
you
it meddling.
had. Yeah, well, due to the psychic link that you had, where all of you
I
mentioned,
thought you
"Oh
could start
shit,
a private chat.
it looks just like his dad." Oh my god, it's definitely his dad.
It
As
wasn't
Zeph
sent
sat
as
there.
DMs.
Yeah.
Or Zeph.
But you guys got back to the Winds Rise, and had your bonding moments. It's still probably like late afternoon on this day, day one.
You guys left. Gina
Yeah, I
threw
think we
stuff
went to
at
go get
Nendra and made her leave.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there was.
It's Zedjni, Brun, and Nendra.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, there was a bit of RP, Zenya, Brun, Nendra.
I don't know where we're
Um,
going or why we left, but we're going somewhere.
We're going to dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It started off as brunch and then it turned into lunch and now it's dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the good reservations are gone.
Ugh.
This is just a side thing. While you guys have been going through the recap, I've been putting our character portraits into the novel AI generator.
Oh yeah, what do we
Oh,
got?
no.
Descriptions. So I only have a few so far. I have to find. So I had a better one of Brun that I guess I accidentally overwrote, but this was the funny one of Brun.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes, good. Thank you.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, Brun.
wow.
How
Hi.
did she get anything done?
Brun.
How is that shirt staying up like that? How is that shirt
Old
staying
cleric
up?
magic.
That's surface
Oh.
tension
How?
right there.
There's so many questions.
It is
How
only
does that
hope
shirt
that is
stay-
Look at
keeping that
you,
shirt on.
double titted up on a Thursday afternoon.
Oh.
These are my evening boobs.
God damn.
Evening boobs. to do it down south.
What? Do you want some evening boobs?
Let's see.
So, Brun, Zenya, Nendra, you three go off for dinner. Are you just wandering around the city? Are you going to the restaurant down below at the bottom of the tower? Silencio.
Silencio is so cute.
Needs more tits.
True.
But I love that he's got mushrooms growing out of his cap.
Oh.
Brun looks
Brun,
like a
please
Genshin
help me
character.
find-
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
She looks like a Genshin character.
I'm okay with that.
Those are the morning boobs, the ones you sleep
Yeah.
in because it's more comfortable.
Correct,
Yeah.
exactly. You trade them out in the
morning
evening when you got to do a seduction.
Yeah.
And these are the evening
To
dudes.
do a suggestion.
Yeah. You just do a
One
seduction.
seduction,
Uh-huh.
please.
Easy.
One seduction.
I think we're mostly taking Nendra to separate her and Gina.
Oh,
I think that was the
Downstairs is
main
probably
goal.
fine.
Yeah, downstairs is fine.
You head downstairs. The stairs seem to have been renovated to accommodate smaller people, but all of the proportions of this tower really seem to lend itself to giantkin. You head downstairs into this sprawling room that may have been a sitting room or some kind of dining room, but for the purposes of smaller folk like you guys, works as just an entire restaurant floor.
That is
you're-
huge, thank you.
The biggest.
Yes, the biggest. You're sat down at a table, and while you're waiting to take your orders, what are y'all talking about?
Nendra, darling, are you okay?
Yeah, do you want to talk about it?
feeling, I suppose, just what is the word that you use?
Frustrated?
Pissed?
Frustrated, anxious. Like I was, for some reason, I felt like I was being left behind. I don't really know exactly why, but it just, for some reason, it's hurt my feelings to not.
To think she would want to do something without you.
Which is odd because all our lives she's always gone and done something else. She's always gone and done her own thing. She's always been gone for weeks and weeks at a time. So I should be used to it, right? And so I don't understand exactly why I felt that way, but I don't know. It felt like I wasn't wanted or needed, and it sort of hurt. So, but
Is it maybe feeling a little close to home since you had just made the big decision about whether you're going to split or stay together?
perhaps
You're always welcome with us, Nendra.
I know, and I'm starting to realize that, of course, but I've never not had a place and a role and just a part of society, and now I'm sort of navigating without that, and I have a place, but it is very tentative, and it's all very transient. But
Well, your place here isn't tentative, and your role here is invaluable. So, know that.
well, thank you, Zenya.
You're the Miriton of our little group.
Ah,
I mean, none of us have died yet, right?
well,
No one here at this table.
not recently, at least.
Not since after you officially joined us.
That is all right. That's
Since
fair.
then, it's a 0 death track record.
I do like to make
Pretty
sure that,
close.
honestly,
Technically after when they left Zedjno, technically. Am I
Are you
forgetting
considering
about
her
something?
joining when they left Chazai?
Yeah.
Silencio dying doesn't count.
Doesn't
Okay.
count. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that was just like a
Your
temporary.
death means nothing, bro.
okay.
Well, he forgot about it.
Yeah, not even Steve remembered it. It's fine.
Clearly, it wasn't that important.
Yes, I do like to, you all do have such short lifespans. I like to at least enhance it as much as I can. So, I don't
And you
want
do
to.
a wonderful job of it.
Why, thank you. It is very kind of you to say.
Yes, you have enhanced my short life, Nendra.
I'm so glad. Thank you. I'm glad that I could be of assistance.
No problem.
But I mean, Gina and I have fights like this every so often. It's fine. I'm sure.
Do you
we'll
ever
get-
talk
we'll
about
get
them?
over it. Sometimes. I mean,
About that, you know, the underlying root cause to the problem?
why would we do that?
Right, okay, yep.
Good fucking luck.
Well,
No wonder they fit in.
if this is something you consider pretty routine, it might be something you want to consider. You know? Especially since the two of you will be even closer than you've ever been traveling together. Like this on
Right.
the road.
Right.
Sharing a room.
Right.
And I think Gina seemed like she was struggling a little bit with this whole new place. So maybe if you expressed your worries, she would express some of hers.
Perhaps. I'll take it under consideration, I suppose.
She's probably talking about her feelings right now with Lindsay and Zephyr. If there's anyone that I thought could get her to talk about her feelings, it would be those two.
Huh?
Smash cut.
Intriguing.
Yeah, I'll allow that. I'll allow that. As a smash cut, Gina, Silencio, and Zeph. You
I don't
three.
give a bloody fuck what you're fucking talking about.
What are you three doing in here?
Gina had previously been angrily pruning her herbarium, and she's just continued doing that, head down, doing her work. If they're not going to bother her, she's not going to offer up emotions. You're muted.
Oh,
Steve.
you muted Steve.
Are you breathing?
Yeah,
Yes.
is the room still hotboxed?
Yes.
Yeah, it sure is. Then you're sharing emotions, buddy.
There's a lot of anger, but underneath that, there's insecurity, and then fear about feeling insecure. That then turns into anxiety. It's like a wave, like with anger on the top, and then these ones underneath it, and it just kind of like is rolling off of her in this continuous feeling.
It's intense. Well, so Silencio will obviously just send you a bunch of like calming emotions. He's gonna try to convince Bright Eyes to join in and just try to send you some like, this is safe, you're safe here if you want to unload a little bit more. Like, there's like a very small undercurrent of inquiring.
Yeah, I think Bright Eyes like pauses for a second and then just kind of shakes and vibrates a little bit, and you see this faint hint of green. Silencios are a little more yellowy in hue. Bright Eyes seem to glow this deeper green color. And yeah, you feel reinforcement behind the safety, the sense of just reinforcement, encouragement.
It's fine, Silencio, she says out loud.
Based on your emotions, I don't think this is true.
You also feel doubt coming from the green spores.
Think under the. She turns and flips Zephyr off, and then the anger has burned off pretty quick, and she says, "I am not in my element." Lifts a shoulder.
Yes, this is true.
Yep. It is a
Maybe.
true statement.
This is what you should talk about. How does this element make you feel? Sit on my couch.
Bad. I feel bad. I don't like it here. But it's important that we're here. She glances at Zephyr. So it's not about me, and I just think I should let others be people who talk and do things now, not me. Right, Zephyr?
Most confusing sentence and comment Silencio's ever heard in his life.
Yeah, Zephyr's not following it either. It's just the room is full of confusion.
He groans and closes the herbarium and latches it shut. Look, I don't do emotions, okay? I don't do them. I don't usually have ones that are very much of anything. So I think I just need to. It's fine. I didn't like how that god talked to me. I don't understand the rules here. I usually understand the rules places of things. I can't do the thing. It's fine. I just need to. It's fine. I'll get over it. And then Nendra just flew off the fucking handle at me. The anger immediately returns. And she's you can kind of tell that she's almost focusing more on the anger, trying to make more anger spores instead of feeling all those other things, focusing her energy on feeling that instead.
Is Nendra maybe feeling this way too?
I don't know.
I think that you do have big emotions.
Not for very long.
I disagree with that.
Right. Well, the point is, we'll be fine. We'll be right as rain tomorrow morning. We'll both sleep it off and move on. That's how it usually goes.
This is the only way I can express emotion. You have many different ways. You should take advantage of this.
Sure. I'll consider it.
It will
Thank
be
you.
good for you.
Thank you, Silencio. That was very kind of you. It is. It's very kind of you. I'm sorry. And for you, Bright Eyes.
We'll give you a hug.
You see Bright Eyes kind of shimmy a little bit and give a hug.
She pats his little mushroom head and she looks over at Zeph, who throws his arms up. You haven't said anything!
Fair enough.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. Zephyr, this is more about, this is your place. How are you feeling? I know you did the...
Immediate feelings of fear.
Yeah.
Bright Eyes lets go of Gina and moves over to hug
Shuffles over.
Zephyr.
Emotional support mushroom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. Gina tries to quell her own fear, again, throwing the anger on top of it, and then on top of that, she puts, her own attempts at comfort to Zephyr without words, because she doesn't have them, but sends the spores the same way that him and Silencio sent them before.
This is good. We have made a lot of progress today.
Thanks, Silencio.
Do you have insurance?
That should be 150 gold.
I
My next client is already waiting in the hallway.
also accept check. You may leave out the side door so nobody see you.
Right.
Would the three of you give me perception checks?
Sure.
19.
Gina dice, Gina dice.
22.
Ooh, 23.
The three of you hear the first tone. It's low, sonorous. It feels almost more like a vibration in the pit of your stomach than an actual tone itself. Then you hear the second tone layering over it. And the third, this long, eternal blow, this chord being played, a different pitch, a different chord than that from the storm. The three of you move over to the massive windows leading out to the balcony, and you actually notice a lot of the people running about the grounds just below you and looking out to the palace. You see crowds beginning to form and shuffle along, leaving their buildings even down along the lower terraces, looking up at the skies, some of them pointing. As the doors open to the palace, you look up and notice this large landmass kind of directly opposite. The land and the buildings looking at you seems to be kind of careening on this course into colliding with another piece of land.
They're leaving their buildings to go into the palace? That's what's happening?
No, they're leaving their buildings and just staring up at
just
the
watching.
sky.
Okay.
Yeah, just watching. The palace doors are opening right now. What are you three doing?
But no one's like taking cover or anything like that? Like they're all just standing outside watching?
There appear to be some people a little nervous, but they're mostly just watching like it's a spectacle.
If the palace doors are opening, I'm trying to like hide my face but still get a view of what's going on.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Do we still have the link, the telepathic link going?
Might have run out by now. It only lasts for an hour, right?
I think she recast it before we left.
Did she?
I
recast it before we went to the temple.
Oh,
okay.
Because
Yeah,
that gave
probably-
the minute of arguing that the
Zephyr.
drow needed to have the relationship.
I'm wearing
over.
heavy armor. I have disadvantage on
No, hold
stealth.
on, hold on. So what are you trying to do to hide yourself? I'm curious. Gina's stealthy girl, so tell me. I
We're
want to
inside, right?
He's hiding behind a curtain.
Yeah,
like
y'all
this.
are on the balcony. Y'all are on the
We're
balcony.
on the balcony. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably just like ducking my head, like behind my head behind the guardrail, but it's a guardrail, so it has an opening at like openings where the bars are. So at most, I'm covering this much of my face.
If I can't see you.
Yeah.
Zephyr, Gina unclips her Pawafi cloak and throws it over his shoulders. Just put the hood up.
Okay.
And it magically works. What would you have had without advantage?
5.
Or
No,
without
without
disadvantage?
disadvantage.
5.
You rolled the same thing both times?
Well, no, I mean my first roll was a 5, so if I had advantage, my second one would be 12. But
Okay, a 12.
my first roll was a 5.
12. Come on.
God damn!
Give him
I'll give you
something.
the 12. No, yeah, I'll give you the 12
Okay.
for that. For it was
Poor stupid boy.
it was lame, but
Zero-rolls.
yeah, it was lame. But because the result still isn't great, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
need this, apparently.
as you stare out of the balcony now with a hood over your head.
He's a grumpy teenage boy. I see.
Steph's just there like,
If anything, now everybody is more secure.
This
Everybody
new
sees the hood.
airplane-leading stealth technology.
Everybody sees the hood on his head and it's like, you know what? He looks just like the king with the king's hood on his head.
it's the cowl.
You do see a large contingent of guards. The chords now just blaring out this loud, almost anxiety-filled tone. The chord before during the storm was more musical. This seems to be a much more chaotic, alarming tone. As the islands begin to collide, you notice that they're just about to start scratching and ramming into each other above your heads. And you see a palanquin being drawn out. Roughly 6 individuals carrying this beautiful silver palanquin. 4 posts, these kind of sheer curtains hiding 3 sides, the left, right, and the back. And there are 2 individuals that go walking out with this, along with a contingent, easily 30 or 40 guards, half split in half and carried on each side, as the 2 people walking to the left and right, tall genasi, long braided locks of this almost turquoise, kind of a moony blue hair. These beautiful, elegant robes, and to the left of the palanquin, a very slight old woman, kind of hobbling on a cane. She's led by another contingent of maybe 5 or 6 air genasi, some men, some women, who all seem to be humming in this same chord that is being played by the horns around the city. Zeph, you see the man in the palanquin stand up and emerge from it, still standing on the platform being held up by the servants.
He does not look as heavy as he must be.
There is, heavily obscured, a large hooded robe, ornamented and drawn with these various different threads of silver and gold. He extends his hands out and just begins chanting. You can't hear what he's saying, but it seems to catch and harmonize with the sounds. And you watch as the light begins to gather in the robe and along the palanquin. And then you notice the lights on the decorative filigrees along all the buildings, the palace, the tower you're in, all of the areas on the city below you, the terraces seem to illuminate. As these bright strands like lightning just lash on and begin pushing and shoving at the sky, separating the 2 pieces of land, holding the masses and the rocks that formed from the initial collision, putting them in their right place, sending them off in different directions to avoid further collision, and kind of creating this space again between the islands. It takes just but a few moments, but you hear this wild cheering down below as the land masses above are just shifted and split. As whatever it seems this king is doing is rescuing whatever structures were on those islands and potentially the people down below as well. Give me another perception check.
All of us?
Yeah.
That's a 1.
1.
18.
So a 5 total, but
5 total. Okay.
27.
27. All right. Zeph, I think you catch... Zeph and Silencio, I think you catch this faint bit of weakness as the islands fully separate and begin to catch their get in the right momentum again, stay within the right orbits of each other. He stands tall, definitely, but I think the both of you would notice there's a definite diminution to his stature. He seems to have... It seems like he's weakened a pretty good deal by that. And Silencio, you would notice through the light of the sheer curtain that he kind of just seems to collapse back into his chair once he retreats back into the covered portion of the Palanquin.
No, it is not because he is heavy. It is because he is weak.
Wait, did you just see what he did? Gina has just had her head craned up, watching.
Yes, it was very powerful, but he fall back on the... I do not know what this is called. The people carry him. He cannot stand.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, you have to be looking at him.
I was looking at that. Did you see how he moved the land? Did you see it?
Yes, it was very impressive.
Do you know that spell? She asks Zephyr.
Do all Air Genasi know how to do that?
No, I have no fucking idea what that was.
That was incredible. I've never seen magic like that.
You should ask him to teach you.
I don't do very much magic.
Dad?
So,
Silencio, you notice all but about 6 guards retreat back into the palace with the king. The old woman also stays out and begins walking toward the tower. You are the only one who sees this.
Is this woman your mother?
What woman?
Or maybe she's your Cessna?
Gina starts scanning the crowd.
You notice...
I'm looking around too.
Yeah, Silencio will point in the general direction.
Just pointing down. Not obvious at all. That one.
That one!
At least he's not shouting.
Yeah.
Is that your grandma?
Old lady!
Hey,
that
Zephyr,
your
I know
mom?
we're here to see the king, who is probably your father, but is that your mom?
You hear just this faint ring of family ? As Silencio, you ask about Zedjna from Bright Eyes.
Silencio is going to be like, yes, real family.
You hear family nods,
Yeah.
understanding.
Yeah.
I
can slap this little shit.
You point out the old woman approaching the tower, led by 6 guards. There's a brief pause before she nods, seems to say something, and 4 of the guards go back to the palace, her just approaching with 2. This is the old woman who was standing to the left of the Palanquin by several other, by the men and women, leading the men and women who were chanting.
Gina kind of pulls on Zephyr's elbow. Perhaps we should get you inside.
Yeah, so are we gonna hide me, or like, what's the...
You tell us. I don't fucking know.
Well, the plan I thought was going to be that we'd like polymorph me or something, but as far as I'm aware, no one here can polymorph.
Fuck. Where did they? Did they go? Where did they? Did they say they were going somewhere? Where were they gonna go?
I don't know, drinking again, probably?
Oh my god. Shit.
You hear
Silencio!
family anxious?
Silencio, can't you do something? You turn into things. Can't you make him turn into things?
I do not think this is how it works.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to go.
I can create a space in the floor that we can hide Zephyr.
Okay, yes, you do that. I'm going to go downstairs
Wait,
to
is
see...
that just going to be a hole in the floor?
Yes, you do not have to hold your breath, so I can
Yeah.
close it over you.
Just like bury it in the floorboard.
I would like to
they
bury
not
Zephyr.
see the hole in the floor?
I will close it.
Will that be obvious that it's been a hole in the floor that's been closed?
I
could just
do
hide in
not know.
the bathroom.
So go hide in the bathroom. I'm going to go see if they're downstairs, or if not, create a distraction of some kind. I don't know. Bright Eyes, come with me. You're good at distractions.
I'm gonna hide in our bathroom, but we established it's a connecting bathroom between the two rooms, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so if someone tries to come in, I'm gonna go out the other side.
Okay, sounds good. You
Make
hear
sure you save some for Bright Eyes.
you hear just this faint food, but following Gina as it refocuses to family.
Yeah, Gina, how big is he? Can he be scooped up at this point, or is he much too big for that?
He's about 3.5, 4 feet tall. You could pick him up.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like a 6-year-old. She scoops him.
Yeah, the mushroom head's a little hard to work around, but yeah.
There's
like
a
Britney
better way
size.
to say this.
The cap, the
His little noggin.
That
His
mushroom
big
head's
ol'-
real hard to work around.
his
The
big
earthy
ol' Coco.
sombrero.
The earthy sombrero.
Oh,
I like that.
I like his
Take that.
sombrero.
The earthy sombrero.
Earthy sombrero.
She holds him just to like get down the stairs quicker.
Okay.
And then she is gonna glance around the restaurant real quick, or like the downstairs, because isn't there like a tavern area sort of to see if they're
There is
here?
a restaurant. Mhm.
Are they here?
We're gonna cut to that in a second.
Okay.
Brun, Nendra, and Zedjni. You three are eating, having ordered your food. More wine than food, I imagine.
Oh, I'm
There-
sending a "we are in danger" alert through the rings. By the way,
It's at
Oh,
this
yeah.
time. It's at this time you actually start hearing the first few tones of the alarm.
I'll
And there
flag
are,
down to a server.
yes.
Is that one of those we have to? There's a storm coming.
No.
Should we
this is
move away
not-
from the windows?
No. This is not a storm. This is actually it's quite a spectacle. There's a collision in the sky. Well, there would be. If you wish, you can take a moment to step outside and look.
I'll go. Yep.
Yeah, that sounds
That
interesting.
sounds fascinating.
By all
All
means,
right,
it's
let's
when
just-
it's a
let's-
rare occurrence. So whenever it happens, we things kind of take a standstill. Come this way.
Of course. Sure.
He gets up and motions you three forward, and you're in for quite a sight, especially so close to the palace.
Ninja totally takes her drink with her. She's like,
Okay.
It's that kind of night for Nendra.
yeah.
Very well.
Like
Um,
Rihanna at the club.
I imagine it's very sparkling. It's like champagne here. Absolutely. They definitely figured out carbonation by this point.
Love
She's
it.
like,
if
I
anybody
think
would,
she-
the air genasi.
It's the
Yeah.
Genasi.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
Put air in our
It's
liquid.
pronounced champagne.
Yes.
Anywhere else, it's sparkling wine, but here it's champagne.
Champagne.
Yes.
Yeah. Champagne only comes from the air Genasi.
Oh, I hate this.
You step outside and hear basically a klaxon and look up as literally two landmasses are straight up about to just crash into each other. You hear this crackling sound as pieces of these islands just start colliding and breaking apart. And then you see the bands of light stretching out, looking down, realizing there are a shit ton of guards around you, and there's a man standing on a silver palanquin, holding his hands out. The hood covers the top of his face. You can just see the nose and this goatee, much longer than in the bust. There are lines on his face. He clearly looks a little older now, but he seems to be whispering, saying something in the same tone that the priests down to his left side are. Oh, she's staring.
What the fuck?
She has expectations.
What are you hunting?
She's embarrassed. She got caught. As these lines just lash out and begin separating the islands from each other.
And he's like in our general vicinity.
He's probably about 60 feet away from you. He's actually like frighteningly close.
I start slowly backing away back into the restaurant.
Yep. So Ninja does as well. Ninja's like,
The
I pretend I'm scared of the crashing.
oh no, there's nothing to
That's-
worry about. He's
it's still quite.
Just feeling a little motion sick, you know?
Very well, understandable. I
I'm
hope
used,
it's
to
not too much.
I'm used
I
to
go.
the Underdark.
Please,
It is
please.
quite
By all means, make
unsettling.
yourselves back
Yes,
comfortable.
cool, wonderful, thank you.
I will be with you in just a moment.
Right. Let's go.
I go up the stairs and probably crash into Gina.
Yep, we're booking it. We're like,
Okay.
As you guys go up, Gina can't see because she's carrying, so she has the earthy sombrero that's blocking her vision a little too much. Literally crashes into you.
Okay, you feel you
Gina?
crash in.
God, Nendra. Oh, fuck, Brun, can you do
Where is it?
polymorph? Polymorph.
Wait.
Can one of you polymorph?
I grab Zedjni and I go upstairs.
Okay. You and Zedjni run upstairs.
I assume has polymorph prepped, please, Zedjni.
Create a distraction. Nendra, stay down here. We can alert them. Can we talk through the rings? Do we have that ability? No?
You just know that Zeph is sending out danger signals.
Right. Well, I know that. Nendra, look, Nendra. Do we stay down here? Do we make a distraction? What do we do? She's still holding right.
Are you bouncing him anxiously?
so will I?
Yeah, why did you even
Jesus.
grab him like this?
Because get down the stairs. He's got stumpy little legs. He was gonna go too slow. We're rushing.
But are you just gonna come back our way?
I don't know, Nendra. Are we staying here? Are we creating a distraction?
She's in panic mode. Pure
Should
panic.
we do that? I can't hear you, Nendra. You were muted. Oh, I think your
No,
mic
it's
just
fine.
wasn't picking
It's
you
fine.
up.
What? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I don't know. What? Should we maybe perhaps just keep an eye out? I suppose.
But how would we communicate it back to them? Can you do a message or anything?
Yes, of course.
Okay, well then let's sit down here and we can have a drink with Bright Eyes and tell them if something's
All
wrong.
right. Well, our table is right there. And
Okay. Okay, yes. No, thank
of
you.
course, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mhm.
you sit in the restaurant and wait. A few short seconds later, as people begin trickling back inside, you see the woman, the owner of the tower, at the front. You can only really see her from your view in the restaurant begin to talk very excitedly and give very deep bows and she's speaking in Orin, so you aren't able to understand. What are you two doing?
Sipping our wine.
Okay, just sipping your wine.
Yeah.
Fuck, we probably shouldn't be down here because it's a flag that there's visitors here. Fuck. That hits Gina all of a sudden. She whips around to Nendra. We shouldn't be here.
You're the one who suggested it.
I know, but then I just started thinking the minute she sees us, she's gonna know that something's off because we don't look like everyone else.
All right. So what are we supposed to do
Go
about it?
upstairs. I don't know. Go upstairs. Come on, let's go, go, go.
Is getting up going to just flag them to our attention?
Is she already in the room, Nick?
You get up the main lobby where the stairs are. You see a very old Air Genasi standing about as tall as her hunched back will allow her, holding this beautiful cane of what looks like white marble stone.
Gina sinks back into her chair, and she makes it like she was messing with her clothes, and then sinks back into her chair and like.
Gina, give me a perception check.
Oh no, Gina. An 8.
An 8. You notice one of the guards standing and watching over this woman is Hana.
Okay, that's fine. He's a 3 out of 12, so whatever.
What can he do? to me?
Does he?
Yeah,
does
what
he,
can he do?
Does he look over in their direction?
You definitely caught his eye.
The ninja will be like, and that's it.
He seems to just look forward, staring intently at the owner. The owner and the old woman are talking quite animatedly. There seem to be a great deal of pleasantries and a few... The conversation seems to be going on quite a long time, and while started formal, seems to be getting a lot more casual, almost banter-like. This goes on for a few minutes. We'll cut away. Zedjni, you are torn up the stairs to the bathroom with Zephyr. Silencio
Being
is...
dragged?
Yes.
I mean...
Okay. I can walk, it's fine. Just because my legs are a little bit shorter doesn't
Let's
mean that
go.
we have to go like
Make
this.
sure that
Okay.
you knock before you go in there.
I do not knock.
Zeph.
Nothing you haven't seen before.
Zen stands outside the bathroom while Brun goes in and knocks.
As the door opens, you see the other door open as Zev is instantly running.
Yeah, I run the fuck out.
Zeph. Zeph.
Well, oh, okay.
It
So
is
you guys
not your
what?
grandmother.
Oh, okay.
You're what?
His
Silencio
grandmother
is
is
drawing
coming
conclusions
for
again.
Sometimes he's right. You should listen to him.
Okay, focus.
Yes, what do I need to do?
You missed it. Gina was yelling at it while you were being dragged up the stairs. So,
Polymorph him.
polymorph,
Oh, I'm
polymorph,
supposed to polymorph? Hold on. Make sure I can actually do this.
You had it on your.
I did.
Beyond, but
I
I,
do
don't
have-
think you update that one.
Wait, hold on. I have been recently. I'm trying out something new.
But does that something new
It's
involve
called
polymorph?
writing things down. But the most thing
Whoa.
I most recently updated was
Where did you
Roll20.
learn this?
You should see my
Wizard
wiki,
school.
Steve.
He never will.
I do have it prepared.
What? That's rude.
Why am I down so many spells?
I don't know. I don't think you long rested.
Yeah, I
No,
did.
you did. You have to cast stuff when because we haven't slept yet, right?
I don't know. I know I gave Zeph a card reading.
Yeah, it's been a couple sessions since a long rest.
I'll just assume I'm down a 4
Has
level
it?
for
Because
some
I
reason.
thought we
Did we
not
sleep?
end up sleeping here because we had a rest fairly recently when I said I was the only one who didn't get an actual rest.
You had a rest just before you came into the plane.
That's when it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And the rest of us have rested.
No. That was the
Oh.
rest that Zeph didn't get.
Okay.
It's fine. What would you like to be, Zeph?
Alkie.
You want to be Alkie? She wants
Dismiss
to be like
Alkie.
that. Oh, all right.
You hear
I-
this?
Sorry, baby.
She can't. You can't really dismiss her. She.
Zenya.
All right.
You feel the claws sink into your shoulder.
You have to fill out the form at least 2 weeks in advance to let her know.
I will let you
She-
eat the bugs that are on me when you
I'm
come
not
back.
going to dismiss her. I can just have 2 owls.
We didn't
An
come
owl
in with
for
2
each
owls,
shoulder.
darling. We came in with 1.
Alkie, can I dismiss Alkie? Can I just send her somewhere?
Can't you just like?
Yeah, I think you can.
Thought you
Or
could
can
just
you-
like snap her away and back.
Yeah, that's
every
what I
week.
thought too.
Yeah.
Right, but you can. I guess I could just send her off into the ether and then snap her back when I need her. But the gravity's all weird here. I don't want to mess her up.
Fuck your party member who might need help. We don't want to make the owl's navigation.
I'm trying to be a better.
You have sent this owl to her death so many
I was
times,
gonna
and
say,
now
I'm
now
trying
you're
all
to
we're
be
bitching
asking
about
you
it.
to do, but we're not asking you to kill her. We're just
And
you
she quietly just
dismiss
stayed in
her.
her
I
After
think
that-
you can just send her to the ether.
All right, Alkie, you're going on vacation.
You probably
I'll
love
try
it
to remember to
there.
pick you up later.
I'll send you into the mouth of a bear, but dismissing you is right.
That
out
was an
there.
that's too
accident. We didn't know
far.
it was down there.
I'll remember this. It's fine.
You feel this claw in your shoulder, and then poof, it's just gone.
I'll let her bite me
Fine.
later. It's fine.
She hates me more and more every week I spend here. I'm going to turn Zeph into Alkie.
Okay, Zephyr, you transform.
Does he feel
into-
angrier than usual?
I don't know. I don't know that even Alkie is as angry on this plane as Zeph is.
On this plane specifically.
Yeah. Yeah. You have a little Zephyr Alkie.
I stick him in my hood. Alright.
Okay.
The eyes are just as buggy.
Yeah.
Please,
There's
don't hurt
not
me.
quite as many twitches. Gina Nendra, you two are downstairs with Bright Eyes. Are you just hanging out in the restaurant?
Yeah, I'm gonna send a sending to Brun. There's an old lady, and she is talking with the innkeeper, and Hana is with her.
If they come upstairs, y'all come too. Zeph's an owl.
So apparently we are supposed to keep an eye on the old lady, and if they go upstairs, we are to follow. Like, I wonder if I misheard that?
What?
Zeph is an owl?
Okay.
That is so
Right.
odd. Right.
No, that was part of the plan, was to do... We shouldn't talk about it.
You hear the stomping of boots. And you see first...
Let's see,
See
that's
this
what we
stomping up
see
little
first.
glitter
Look-
clatters.
so angry.
I don't know what the fuck.
What did
she
you
wants.
do
She
to
just keeps
her?
biting me. I don't know.
She wants to play.
Look, like
Look at her tail!
It's like, hey,
Oh, I
she
love
Angor.
her so much.
she's stupid.
Jump, jump, jump.
Jump,
She's
jump,
gonna
jump.
eat your
Go get
hand.
toy. Where's your
Mom,
bone?
mom,
Go
mom.
get it.
Nope.
Doesn't need a bone. There's so many right here.
Yeah.
She
Look at all
got
the
all
bones
the
in your
fingy
hand.
bones.
You
Many.
have many bones.
Why one bone when many fingy bones?
Look
do the
how
trick?
lazy her tail is.
I know.
Uh-huh.
She's just like,
It's
I
beautiful.
could be having a good
Maximum
time
lag,
right
and
now.
then like
Like, well, okay.
Oh, it's picking up.
Gina Nendra, you see the elven woman, the concierge, walk up into the restaurant, just chatting happily in Arden with the old lady. Two of the guards stand post at the archway leading from the restaurant into the lobby as the old woman is escorted by the elf toward your table.
Okay.
You hear the faint clacking of the cane as the woman stands forward, and the elven woman stands straight back, smiling brightly, looks down at you two. For your afternoon, you have quite a special visitor, as we understood. The both of you are diplomatic representatives for Zedjno?
Yes. It's a pleasure to meet you. Ninja Nox. And
She
you are?
nods politely. I'm the one who recorded your names. This, she points over to the old woman who's standing proudly behind her.
No, oh, I was...
You are? Someone she's met already.
Yeah. That tracks.
That does track,
that's
actually.
100% Gina.
That does track.
100%.
Never mind. Yeah, I was gonna like retract it because I feel like that's so stupid, but I was like, nope,
That's very
No,
ninja.
she wouldn't
That
have
seems
remembered.
very
If
that seems
anybody's
track.
below a Zedjno 6, she doesn't remember.
Nope,
You just
not
can
at
do
all.
Ed-
Edge and also look the same anyway.
This is Second Priestess Hudaar. She is part of the king's consorts and wished to make a council with the two of you as early as reasonably possible. She bows
Wow.
politely, says something else to the old woman, who smiles politely and nods, and the concierge worker, the elf, wanders out back toward the front.
Will you give us her name one more time, Nick?
Second Priestess Hudaar.
Hudaar.
Hooter.
Who dare?
Hooters.
Hoarder.
Who
We
dare?
dare, we dare.
Who dare?
Who dare? Grandma? Okay then.
Oh, Tayden.
Hudaar. Okay.
You people.
Does she?
We'll
So
never let
you
go.
said she like bows or what?
She just stands proudly
Oh.
and tall. Relatively speaking, she might still be taller than you two, because y'all are on the shorter side of things within the 5 feet range, right?
Yeah, I mean like 5'9", 5'8".
I mean, yeah,
okay.
Like
Yeah,
On
average.
the shorter
Average.
side of 5 foot, 5'9"
Yeah.
and 5'8".
I think, yeah, I
First
think,
they're upstairs.
I thought the drow were tall.
I
Gotcha.
think we're short for drow.
You're short for drow.
I thought
Oh,
Drow was
You're
short
drow
for
and you have
elves.
short energy. Good.
We're short elves. I don't know. I'm 5'8". I'm
Okay.
it's canon.
All right. Well, then she's probably just a little taller than you guys, even hunched over. But she stands about as tall as her back will let her before she just nods politely.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to say a side note. In my stream the other day, someone in my chat said the word Drussy, and I just wanted to share that with the class here.
Oh,
All right,
Why do we
continue.
need one for Drow specifically?
Oh,
Why
so-
More
not?
importantly, why not
Why
just
not?
Drussy?
Someone said Drussy, and I said, "Hey, Eldritch Ragdoll, are you in the chat still? Because I want you to pull that up just randomly in a campaign someday." But you weren't there, so it's fine.
You could have told me. I would have used it at some point.
I
Oh
just
my
remembered it.
I hate it. Thanks, Jack.
In this moment, meeting your grandmother, this is when you just remember.
This is when you
Yeah,
drop
Drussy,
Drussy.
yeah.
Drussy.
Drussy.
Oh, man.
Oh, I hate that.
Well, she's saying there, Gina will stand up and offer a Zedjno bow and ask her, would you like to join us?
Nendra also will stand and kind of like offer a polite,
Would be quite honored to join.
Y'all are taking a lot of liberties with these shits and bows here.
I thought this was pretty accurate. Y'all can
Yeah.
tell
I
me
was
if I'm
raised
wrong.
It's regional dialects.
Exactly. I would be quite honored if you would allow me to join you. She reaches over to another table and pulls the chair herself and sits down, groaning ever so slightly as she creaks into the chair and relaxes, holding the cane in between her. So, I received word that the two of you intended to act as diplomats for a land within the underground of the Prime Plane.
Have been sent out by our arbiters, our leaders, to seek out other lands and other peoples and other cities that are interested in trade of goods or trade of culture and trade of knowledge. All of the above.
Knowledge is a very valuable thing.
It's Damien.
Yeah, I was like,
I would be tempted by your offer. I must first make certain. Are you enjoying your stay here? How have you found the city? Has it been a pleasant experience so far? We don't wish to bring any discomfort.
we have only been here for just a day. I hope you understand that not much can be gleaned from just a day, but
Certainly.
thus far it's been interesting.
Quite comfortable. Your craftsmen do lovely work. We were down in the market earlier.
Yes, it is quite beautiful down there.
This is indeed something that I think the city of Alariake can pride itself on. There are many things that we have to offer. Admittedly, our exports of storm silk might not find as much usefulness in the underground. But tell me, what does Zedjno need?
Not exactly for us to say, it is mostly for us to just open up roads of dialogue and to pinpoint places of perhaps future trade, future knowledge, and for a representative to be sent out. So, if it is of interest here on the plane of air, then perhaps we might tell our arbiters that there's equal interest.
Very well. So this is not a formal visit, or one actually intended to begin trade discussions. It is more simply scouting the place out to see if what you're looking for is here.
looking for anything in particular, but we are just...
I think that what my sister's trying to say is what we are looking for out of anything is perhaps friendship.
Yes, friendship is a good way of looking at it, I suppose. We have just been so closed off, you understand, under the ground, and so our people are very much keen on expanding the horizons, and what better horizon than a whole other plane of existence?
Quite a curious place to seek trade from, but it is certainly something that the city is
Doesn't
open
have to be trade of goods, you understand? Just trade of understanding and trade of friendship and knowledge. As I
think
said.
this on its basest forms could be quite agreeable. What knowledge would you wish to learn from us?
One thing that I know certainly would be of interest to us, you see I'm a bit of an academic back home. The way that your physics works here is simply phenomenal. And I am sure there are many who would love to study and understand, and you know, it is unlike anything we've ever seen before.
And be able to do it.
There are some who would use the word strange, or I've even heard offensive from Baharwala, from outsiders, from those not native here, but yes, I think it's a matter of perspective. Being born on the Prime Plane, you're told and taught and experienced that down is one way. When you fall that way every time. When you climb, the world resists you in the same direction every time. Whereas here, you're grown up thinking that every way is down or every way is up.
Amen,
And
brother. Earth is flat. Let's go.
It's hard to break yourself out of that mindset, but with enough flexibility, I'm certain you'll come to discover the secrets of our travel are not as difficult, although perhaps quite finicky and dangerous.
Quite fascinating.
Quite.
Tell me, what is your primary source of faith, of worship down below in the city you come from?
A good portion of our city follows Palanquin.
Goddess of change, of metamorphosis, yes?
That is correct, which is why our city has sent us out here, because they have realized that they have grown stagnant and stayed, and that not much change has happened, particularly for those of drow folk who change very little over time, as you imagine.
Has there been change recently?
There has. Some
Another
hard.
word that some might use for change is instability.
Perhaps, but
I would not say that our society is unstable. I would say that...
Yes, agreed.
Excuse me, do continue, Nendra.
No, I was only saying that I agreed with what you were saying.
Yes. What I was attempting to express is that our society embraces change in any and all forms. I do not believe we are in a state of instability, just a state of, as you would say, a worship of our goddess, of ever seeking change. And what is a larger change than one can make than leaving one's home and going somewhere where up doesn't always mean up and down doesn't always mean down. Consider it a holy act, for at least some of us.
Very well, very well. So, What would the first steps of your goals with us look like?
Well, if it does seem to be perhaps a interest for the people here in your city, that we could send correspondence back to our arbiters and let them know to dispatch a
Representative of
yes,
sorts.
a representative to come and meet. We could certainly offer a name of someone who would be best to contact and to talk with. And whether it is help that is needed or it is just a simple goodwill travel or simply just a learning expedition.
Very well, very well.
In the short term, if there are any others of such high stature, such as yourself, who would be interested in meeting with us, we of course would love to take tea or perhaps an evening meal together.
Or whatever is customary here.
Give me a persuasion check.
Who? Wait, who's got the higher persuasion?
I
Probably
think it's
you.
Nendra. Oh. Mine's one.
I have a -1, so it is not me. It is not me. I will assist you, so I will help you, but it is not me.
Can I get advantage because she helped?
But does it really help at all?
Oh,
Shush!
shit. It was another 8. Even with the
boy.
advantage.
Oh no.
May I be quite honest?
Of course.
She kind of leans forward and stretches. You hear this cracking of maybe it was her hips, maybe it was like some amount of joints, but she leans forward almost a little conspiratorially. I
think the gossip suppose that Nendra and Gina are they both also like almost in
Yeah, we also just lean in, just like, yes.
Secrets.
I will not harm your cause here. I will bring what I can to you and to my king, as well as the vizier. You haven't exactly inspired confidence, though. Might it be prudent to assume that the two of you are quite new to this duty set before you by your arbiters?
One starts somewhere, do they not?
It is fair that we are fairly new to our duties as
Emissaries, ambassadors.
But we were chosen because we were well respected within our society. Myself as a cleric and a Miritan, or I suppose you would say a soldier of our city, and my sister a very well respected researcher within our people. And we were both chosen based off of our deeds and our actions that had assisted our city, and that we would be the best choices to do this job. So yes, while we are new and do not perhaps know exactly how this goes, we are earnest in our positions and our work and our duties, and we only want the best for our city.
Well,
and your own.
This I do sense from the two of you. She kind of smiles softly. I am glad to hear of the ethic that you wish to apply to this, and given enough time, I am certain that it'll become second nature to you two. I will take your proposal to my king and the vizier. In the meantime, what of your companions?
Can I vibe check her? Like an insight check?
Mm-hmm.
Think
Roll for
Nat
vibe.
20!
I will also do an insight check. I don't think I can beat her nat 20 though.
24.
Oh yeah, no. Screw that. I'm not doing anything. I'm not inciting,
She
apparently.
seems very honest. Seems very honest.
Okay.
Don't get any sense of no sense of deception from her.
Okay.
In the meantime, however, tell me of your companions.
Well, we're traveling with Bright Eyes. Gina gestures towards the mushy.
Pats his little sombrero hat.
She kind of looks at the Myconid and nods slightly, smiling.
We have...
Smiling at you.
Hold on. Let me talk to Lindsay for 1 second. No one else is allowed to answer. Everyone gave their real names except Zephyr, right? He's Zephyr Delacroix. Otherwise, the others... Right? Am I remembering that right?
I mean, that is my real name, just in the future.
Yeah.
Just
Am I right? Am I right? Brittany nodded.
Yes, as far as I remember, that is correct.
Okay. Yeah, so we have Bright Eyes, of course, myself, Gina, my sister Nendra, the Nox sisters from Shed Zedjno. Then we have Silencio with us, Zedjna, and then the Delacroix. The Delacroix,
yes. And yeah, that's it.
A little group. And my plants. I have many fauna and flora.
Gina Nendra,
She
you two see Bright Eyes look at you two, look at one incomplete hand missing a pinky and another full hand, and extend a hand out to her. You hear family.
He speaks it?
He does not speak it. You hear this vibe from the emotion in the room. Family?
Not quite, darling. But
You remind him of us, Zedjna.
Ah, I see.
Uh,
So the Delacroix.
that's Zedjna. What is the word for Zedjna here?
Old mother?
No.
She smiles at that.
Grandmother.
Oh, grandmother. Grandmother? Is that correct? Is that a word? Is that the
Old
word?
mother is so much better.
It feels
Old mother.
odd, but is that correct? Our common is not always so great.
We're new.
I see. Is Undercommon or Elvish your preferred?
Yes, very much
Either,
so.
very
Very
much
much so.
Very well. It's been some time, but Elvish I can do, and she transfers flawlessly into Elvish.
Excellent.
Um,
Oh, thank God.
Oh gosh.
you notice Bright Eyes still has his hand out. Family?
No.
She just
No,
seems
Bright
to. She just seems to be ignoring him.
Bright Eyes
Wow.
She is not a Zedjna, not our family. But she's a kind woman, so show her some respect as you are doing. So wonderful.
So the Delacroix,
Yes.
names?
Brun and Zephyr. They're newlyweds, absolutely mad about each other.
I think we would have said Zeph.
Zeph, sure. Brun and Zeph.
Very well. One of these was Ergenasi, correct?
Oh, yeah. He's been on the Prime Plane forever, though.
Yes.
How long specifically?
Oh, all his life.
And how long would that life be?
Like Nendra and Gina would know the answer to that question.
You know it's very difficult to tell how long they live.
I do not know. Honestly, they don't live very long, so really it could be the end of his life. I am very not certain.
She chuckles a bit.
He could be dying any moment now, and I would not know.
Well, I would very much appreciate an opportunity to meet with the rest of them.
Well, you know, the Delacroix are also very important. They're from a Riverlord family from the Empire.
That's in the Prime Plane, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
What is a river?
Excellent. all the more reason to convene with them. She stands up quite quickly, holding the cane, and begins wandering.
You
Like, up the stairs?
right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I think they
Ninja-
might have gone out.
Nonsense. She looks over. Hannah, have anyone left the stairs? No,
No,
ma'am.
I mean before, when the sirens were going.
Did anyone leave here? No. She looks back and smiles. Then it seems like we should be safe for a meeting.
Ninja casts sending again and to Brun because Brun is the one that she trusts the most. And she is like, High Priestess Lady wishes to come and talk to all of you, so be prepared. She is really interested in Zephyr. Wait, hold on. Is sending like
I'm never
verbal?
sure about sending. It takes
Sending?
verbal components.
Sending is somatic,
Oh,
I
fuck.
believe.
Hold on.
But is that just casting the spell, or are you saying the actual words? As
Yeah,
In
a
my
spell?
head, it's always been you're saying the words.
In my head, it's head to head.
Yeah,
If
my
it's-
head
Yeah,
to
I've
head.
always thought it was head to head.
Message is you say the word.
Yes.
Sending.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's
yeah.
verbal, you're saying it. If it's somatic, you're just doing fancy hand gestures.
But are you saying just like a spell?
Oh yeah, it's
They don't
verbal.
hear you casting sending.
Then
but they don't know
Ninja
what
will
you're saying.
Ninja will do like the spell, like cast a spell and do the somatic things, and like under her breath, and like as she's like turned away to like put copper on the table for their drinks.
Oh, it's not copper.
Fucking
Okay, 20 gold.
gold,
rupees.
then I guess
True.
gold.
Put yourself out. Put yourself about 15 gold out.
Shit! Fuck me over sideways. Okay, sure, that's fine. That's
I'll
fine.
reimburse you from the bag.
15 gold removed. That's okay. That's cool. And then she will. my Lida is showing. I'm
Do
sorry.
you get meals comp? Sure. What's the situation here?
My Lida is
I charge
showing.
them to the castle.
Okay.
I've gotten so used to
It's
having.
the king.
It's
Six-
okay. My dad'll take it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we
anyway.
did last time.
Anyway, and then she will cast the spell like as she's like putting the gold down, and
And as she's casting, Gina will kind of like sidle in front of her and be like, "Oh yes, of course. I thought that perhaps they had gone out."
Oh no, she's not looking at you guys. She's
Oh, she's
just
already
boogieing
okay.
up the stairs.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
Scoops,
she's-
hello.
A little box.
He got a little box.
A
He's
little
good man.
Box.
Looks like a cozy box.
such a
Mm.
cozy box.
Slow blinks.
Oh, so
Boy.
happy.
Ooh,
I-
long blink.
I would murder for that cat.
Who would you murder, Nick?
Anybody's on the table for that cat.
Wow.
That's so cute.
Sorry,
Damn.
cats, man.
Ugh,
People don't think it'd be that way, but it did.
gosh. I mean, I would do anything for Suki, and Suki's not even my cat, so
By
Suki's
like,
our
she's
cat.
essentially your
Suki
cat. Yeah.
Suki is essentially my cat,
Yeah.
but she is not officially my cat.
By
She
the
made
powers invested in me.
she made it very
Nendra?
clear that she was not. Anyway,
What are
um,
you sending?
Not bitter.
there's an old high priestess lady who is here, and she is very interested in Zephyr, and she wants to really meet all of you. So just be aware that she is. Oh God, she is on her way right now. She said that was when she turned around and she saw shit. The lady.
I
was
liked
just
it, I liked
booking
it.
She's like, "Fuck." Okay.
They wanna
So,
meet
Brun, what am I? Who am I to you guys? Like, I'm
Get our
just.
stories straight.
You got
Steve, you
diplomats
muted.
from the Underdark. We got diplomats from a lake in the material plane.
Why can't
and
we
then
just be
there's
friends?
me.
I can't.
You
wait.
brought
We're in
your
a
best
throuple.
friend.
your best friend to the elemental plane of air for
Oh,
one.
Steve, you're muted.
Still muted, bud.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I know, he
Stop
says.
talking then, you're confusing.
I feel like
The
people,
FOMO
Quiet
of
over
your.
there.
I feel people don't often bring their friends on diplomatic missions.
We're adventurers, darling.
Okay, are we adventurers or are we
Oh
diplomats?
my god.
Can we
Alright.
not? Oh well, I'm not there.
They are coming up right now.
Right now,
And they
okay.
are going to expect
How about I am an
to see
arcane
all of
advisor
us.
to your family?
like sure.
I just need to get my story straight, so I don't say something wrong.
Who do I belong to again? Did we figure that out?
Zenya.
Reluctantly, you
Yeah,
belong to
okay.
me, Silencio.
You
I don't
belong
want
to
to
me.
own you. How about
It's
we both
okay.
be arcane advisors, Silencio?
I do not know the arcane. This would
Okay,
be a bad
natural
choice.
advisor?
Okay, the least
Oh,
amount
yes.
of right now.
Advisor.
I can do this. I am the
Alchemical
natural
advisor.
advisor.
We're both okay.
I can explain the mating procedures of every creature.
I fly
when you
over to
travel to
Brun's
another plane of
shoulder and I
existence-
start digging my claws into Brun's shoulder.
What are we doing with you?
He can just hang out with me. He's my familiar. Alkie, come here.
Squints.
You have to listen to me if
Glares.
you're my familiar.
Glares in Alkie.
Oh,
Stop
you have to
understanding.
feed her bugs too.
But why is a diplomatic group from Lake Town and a diplomatic group from Zedjno traveling together?
People can meet places, you know that, right?
Right, I just need to, how did we meet? What is our story?
We met no card, darling.
We met-
Relay is
okay.
always
You hear
better with
this-
some
My mother
truth.
told me to never talk to strangers.
You hear this banging on the
We
door.
probably followed, by the way.
This whole
Yeah,
time,
we
Brun
finally
is
caught
still
up, we caught up.
pretending to play
Um,
cards and just like
right.
scatters them all everywhere
Right.
in a panic.
Should I
We're,
get the door
we're
like
right
I
there,
said?
and we're just like, oh,
No,
We
Snitzy.
can, wait, we can open the
Because
door.
I am
Don't,
yeah,
your
we
item.
can open the
you
door.
don't
Yeah.
have to knock. We're all friends here.
Please
I-
come along in Priestess Hudaar.
Gina pulls out the room key and like makes a lot of noise. She's like going to unlock it, taking as long as possible.
Flawless.
Then unlocks the door.
Okay, the door unlocks. It
Brun
opens.
literally has her head in her hands, sitting on the edge of the
Zen has pulled out a book called 6 Level Spells, and is just flipping through it, pretending
just
to
casually
study.
browsing.
Please, there is no need to be distressed.
Oh, I just lost a hand. Sorry. What? Sorry. Hello.
Cards, very well. Please sit, be at peace. I have no desire to bring any undue harm or distress onto you.
That was not my first assumption, but thank you.
So this, everyone, this is second Priestess
Can I roll
Hudaar.
insight on that?
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not she wants to harm us.
Yeah, she absolutely wants to harm you. She got blood in her eyes.
That's 24.
24. She seems a little awkward about walking in with you also clearly distressed.
I just realized my
on.
intelligence is 2 as an owl, so I will.
It is a
We're madly in
rather
love.
distressing situation. So
she clearly seems like she's picking up on the airs and is uncomfortable by how uncomfortable she's made you all.
She seemed like maybe she's got an ulterior motive.
Like taking our sweet baby bird.
Romance. Summer airplane.
Like, is she looking around too much? Is
She's
she?
looking for her mate.
I'm looking to become the new queen.
Yeah. She seems like she's definitely holding things back. Like she knows more than she's letting on, probably. But
and if she's a high priestess and a consort, yeah, of course she does.
yeah,
Also, has
Sorry,
she
we're
breathed?
excellent liars.
has she breathed?
Has she brothen?
Has
This
she
room
Oh yeah, the
is
room is full of
my
spores.
shit, yo.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, that's true.
Oh,
This is so
That's
much worse.
true.
But that doesn't
Oh.
mean she knows how to navigate the emotions, y'all.
Why
I'm trying to
wouldn't we
figure
have
this
just
shit
gone
out
to
for
the second
myself.
room? We would have just gone to the second room. We wouldn't have
Oh
brought her
my
to the
God.
spore room.
Ah.
A hot box room.
would we?
Hot box room, not the hot box
You wouldn't
room.
I
leave
think it
them
really
hurt.
depends on what room she opened.
She wanders inside, looks around, and seems to take in a slight breath. There's a moment where you feel a connection to emotions, and then it cuts.
Maybe open a window. She flounces over, throws a window open.
Oh gosh. Oh.
Sorry,
Oh,
just
yeah.
it was
Forget
fortunate.
that I taught you how to read those things. Is it like everybody's not just gonna know how to read
Oh,
the
really?
Silencio spores? Yeah, we spent months teaching you how to figure that out.
Oh, okay, then
Yeah,
I
I
open
picked
the
some of
window.
it up though.
Nick, remind
Yes,
me, is
you were
this like
very
a
fast
high
and
end?
the best.
Is this like a high end place or like kind of a shithole place? that
Oh
we're
no,
staying in?
this is
In the creme de la
the
creme.
highest end
God damn it.
place.
There's no
Short
bugs
of
for me to eat.
short of getting
No bugs for me.
invited
Getting our deposit
to
back.
the palace apartments, this is probably the best digs in the city.
Listen, I got 2 intelligence. I'm looking for bugs right now. I'm hungry.
I'm
You
petting your
find-
feathers reassuringly.
You
Alright,
find no bugs.
For some reason, I'm like, I'm okay with her petting my feathers.
For some reason.
For
Some reason.
For some reason. I have 2 intelligence. I don't know why.
You don't know which reason it is.
Yeah. In the
So
way that
here-
Alkie's like,
'cause
you
she's
feed
got
me, I like
boobs.
you. She's got
Right,
boobs.
She got her evening boobs on.
Our
And then-
companions, we have Silencio, Zedjna, Lady Delacroix, and where's your groom?
Oh, he stepped out.
Where did he step out to?
Balcony, ma'am.
She kind of looks out.
You know that whole kind of float away thing? He's real excited to try it out.
Well, that's quite dangerous if he hasn't been here for.
Oh, he's reckless as all hell.
Give me a
Sounds
deception
about
check.
right.
Party
He
face,
almost died
party
falling
face.
off a cliff
Party
once.
Face doesn't have points in deception. Oh, that's still okay. 19.
She kind of looks a little concerned, wanders over to the window, looks out, and then just begins humming. And you see just this faint light on her cane. As it dissipates, you notice 2 guards come running out from the tower and begin to start scanning the area. We don't seem, if he's traveled too far, understand it is quite a dangerous thing to travel in that way, especially on your first day. We will do what we can to ensure that that he comes back safely.
He would let me know if anything had happened. We could,
To
magic.
be completely fair, if he's as reckless as you say, he may not have time to let you know. I cannot begin to express how many surface dwellers we've found scattered amongst other islands because they thought they'd be able to take it, but rest assured, we will ensure he's safe, even escort him somewhere if he wishes to explore, but to do so alone is the height of, well, I would call it sheer stupidity.
Yes, ma'am, I'll let him know, and Brun will make a show of sending a message to Zeph.
Give me a sleight of hand, or give me a performance check.
Okay.
Are you going to actually expend the magic, or are you just pretending?
It's a 3rd level spell slot. Those aren't cheap.
I'll expend the magic.
Okay.
Expended
All right.
2 of them,
Then-
so I am not expending anymore.
Then the performance is not necessary.
Okay.
Zeph, you hear this
Zeph, you
message
just
right
hear-
next to you.
Zeph, you're a fool. You should come back pretty soon, probably. I mean, everyone's real worried about you.
She's speaking out loud right next to the bird on her shoulder. The bird's like,
He's excited.
Uh-huh.
She wanders forward, looking at you all. So, but Lady Delacroix, is Lady quite the appropriate honorific for
His
you?
Brun is fine.
Very well, very well. As I understand, you also wish to have some kind of exchange with the city.
I mean, I'm here more as a tourist.
Very well. So most of the responsibility for diplomatic ties lie with
On
your
them
companions.
entirely. Yep.
Very well, very well. Well, I've already scolded and corrected their manner. She kind of smiles a little playfully at you.
Nindra's like, what? And then she catches the look and she's like, she does the Cersei look. Like,
Twins.
Same face. We both go.
Hmm.
Look at her scrunchy noses.
They're new.
Very well, Very well. And the rest of you, tourists as well?
Yes, tourists traveling with the group.
And you, construct. You're more than that, though, are you not?
Silencio.
Silencio.
I belong to Zedjno.
We're partners. We're academic partners.
More newlyweds.
Totally crazy about each other.
All
Also
oops,
Delacroix.
oops, all newlyweds.
Married.
Oops, all Delacroix.
Didn't we say when we walked in here we were all married to each other?
She kind of walks up to you, Silencio, and stares just intently.
It is a little rude to stare.
Mm-hmm.
He's a person just like you and me.
I think a certain degree of age and experience has earned a bit of rudeness. She smiles at you.
I am very old. Can I be rude as well?
Yes.
If you wish to be, I would.
There are
be.
happy robot noises.
In my experience, friend Silencio, there's no need for deception here. You are in a safe space with my confidence. Keeping secrets is somewhat of a specialty of mine. You do not need to pretend to belong to another one of your companions. I recognize
Do we not
sentience.
belong to our colony?
But that's still a choice. You present yourself a few moments ago as a possession of the Zedjni, you said?
Yes.
Present yourself as belonging to yourself. You're worth it.
Vicious
You're
Brian
worth
Coverall
it,
adds
buddy.
to us. Because you're worth it.
Maybe he's born with it.
I know.
Maybe.
Are we in a makeup commercial? Like, what's up?
Yo,
Hey, Lindsay's joined the chat.
It's true. My companion is quite invaluable.
So, what do you, six wish to know of me?
It's a fairly big question.
Bright eyes, six of us. Gina bends down and picks up her Pawafi cloak that had been shed when turned into an owl. She puts it back on. So you are quite close to His Majesty?
That's a generous term. I would say among the closest, yes.
That magic he did earlier was absolutely spectacular. I've never seen anything like it.
He is an extraordinary man.
Does he often perform acts like that?
Whenever there's a storm, it's him who heals the city. Well, it is OSSOSH who heals the city, but it is channeled through His Majesty.
Does he always get so tired?
You notice this? Yes, it does drain him quite a deal, but he is taken very well care of. Myself, the priestesses and priests of the consort do make sure to rejuvenate him through any magical means we can.
He's the only one who can do it.
He is the only blood of the Marubin line. For now.
He doesn't have any children.
No, none as of yet.
Is he
When-
very heavy?
Is he?
Many people carry him.
No. He's, I would say, on the quite average side as far as his weight goes. It's more ceremonial. And no, he does not have any children. after his wife through marriage and love was abducted, taken as a hostage, a prisoner of war.
So my mom's dead, right, Nick? That's your typical thing you do?
Dead
Yeah,
moms.
yeah, classic thing.
Dead moms.
Yeah. Add it to the list.
Everybody's got dead moms.
Nick was like, everybody's complaining about these dead moms. This mom's not confirmed dead. She's just abducted.
She's just
MIA
assumed
mom.
dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Zeph is gonna have an Anakin moment right after the.
I killed them.
the
Not the
Tusken
women, but the children. She is being held as a hostage in the Citadel of Ice and Steel.
Like
there have been
currently.
actively for over 20 years.
And
there's-
no one has gone to try and save her?
We have tried several methods. We've tried diplomacy, we've tried negotiation, we've tried sending soldiers, but there's a degree of risk involved in more militant applications that would jeopardize the city and the people of the kingdom itself.
What do they want?
They want nothing. It is a hostage. She's a hostage held to help ensure the peace. It wasn't something agreed upon by His Majesty, but when the situation presented itself, it was the single most distasteful decision he had to make.
So he sent her willingly. She wanted to go for the peace?
No.
But he willfully sent her of his own volition?
No. He entered into combat with the current king of the Storm Giants and the Citadel of Ice and Steel. And whilst that was occurring, guards were distracted, the spectacle was being enjoyed. Other giants secured the hostage. He won this stalemate, but in return, she had already been taken to the Citadel, and we haven't been able to secure a release since. The point being that His Majesty has since refused to attempt to create any other heirs, even with the rest of the consort.
You ever tried diplomacy with outside influence? Perhaps someone not so close to the situation on either side?
Possibly, but it's not for me to request that of you.
Oh, of us? I was simply asking if it's ever been attempted. Not offering.
There have been attempts and heads sent back on spikes, and overall, not a particularly pleasant situation. It presents something of a challenge.
I see. Well, that's sad.
Indeed. It brings questions of succession, but we will continue to work on finding some way to bring His Majesty's wife back.
Not to sound indelicate, but were she to return, is she still of a childbearing age?
Possibly. Anything's possible.
Sure.
I don't know the how the ages in which
They tap out at about
Dead.
40 years. These ones.
Oh really?
Perhaps a little longer.
A smidgen.
Time would be quite limited, but
Goodness.
I think we're less
Brun and
concerned.
Zedjno should be mating soon then.
I'm a married woman.
Oh my
I
goodness.
think we're
Ew.
much less concerned with whether she'd be able to conceive children and more concerned with bringing her back.
Of course.
Whether she's alive or not, I suppose.
Yes, what
At least
assurances do you have that she's even still alive?
We have
Are
means.
you
We have,
messaging her?
we have means to scry upon her.
I see.
She should belong to herself. She is worth it.
She
That is
smiles
very,
at that.
That is very true, Silencio. Thank you. Very wise.
Is there anything else you wish to know?
What do you wish to know? You're the one who...
Came all this way.
Well, so far I've proven myself willing to be honest, and you have all been so forthcoming with lies. So,
What lie have I told you? Excuse me, ma'am.
where is your husband, Lady Delacroix?
I mean, I don't keep him on a ball and chain.
Where is your husband, Lady Delacroix?
Why don't you just tell me what you know?
And why are you so keen on meeting? Is it because he's an air genasi? Are you just very keen on meeting all the air genasis? Is that so? I mean...
Do you want to marry him?
No. No. As long as we can ensure a polite conversation, either one of you can release the glamour or I can.
He wasn't sure he wanted to talk to y'all.
Well, I'm afraid, unfortunately, that choice has been made. He can refuse to talk, and I do not wish to harm him any further, and I will leave. But that choice should be his in English, not in
English?
What's
in
English?
common.
What's
That choice,
English? What is this English that you are talking
that
of?
choice should be his.
Bravo, Zeph! Get the fuck out, man!
That choice should be his, spoken in common, not in the chirps of a bird. Don't you think?
Alright, get him off your shoulder, Brun.
Brun will put him down.
Zen releases the spell.
The second priestess sits down in one of the less comfy chairs, a few feet away from Zephyr, who is now sat on the floor.
On the floor.
Yeah. That was fucking weird.
Sorry, darling.
Are you actually married?
What's that matter?
Well, it brings questions, but
What kind of fucking questions does it bring?
I
No,
took
the
it.
prince likes hussies.
I took it for a lie, but if this is congratulations.
If you have your morning, your afternoon boobs on, then
You have your evening boobs on, so I assumed that you
It's
were
time for marriage.
you were signaling you were available, but
Oh no.
I took it as a signal. I could have mixed things up, but
Sometimes married people want to wear their evening boots too.
well, it happens less and less often with age, you know. Eventually, just everything's evening boobs.
Everything's evening boobs.
everything's evening boobs.
You just really struggle keeping everything in, and it just hits.
Just unknown heights.
Wow.
Everything's evening boobs, dude.
Yeah, I is it wrong to self-nominate that one for the quote?
Everything's evening
Do
boobs.
it.
No, I'm already adding. I'm just trying to remember
All right.
exactly how it was said.
Eventually, everything's evening boobs.
Yeah, okay.
She kind of-
Everything's evening boobs in the end.
Oh.
She kind of sits forward, leaning on her cane, looking you up and down for a second, nodding. Do you wish to have any further conversation with me?
What further conversation is there to have?
Whatever you wish for there to be had.
What exactly do you know?
Not about you, that's for certain.
So why are you so interested in me then?
Because when a group of strangers recommended by Idris arrives, citing a name roughly similar to the those not in line for the Marubin crown, looking quite similar to our king. Questions come. We asked His Majesty, but there seemed to be no recollection. And with your potential mother, his wife, missing, there's no way to be certain.
How much does His Majesty actually recall of his own life if he's being embodied by a god?
His Majesty is not being embodied by God, but there were complications that occurred before he was crowned, and we did not have the opportunity to learn much about his life outside of the plains before this happened. We haven't used every extensive means by which to acquire knowledge, but to use such drastic magics on the sitting king is extreme.
What complications are you talking about?
I hope you forgive me, but without knowing with absolute certainty of your patronage, then it is not my place to say.
I don't think it's been your place to ask most of these things without knowing for certainty, so how about you cough it up now?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, I'm great at these. I'm so
We
great at
argue
these
for
that my-
intimidation.
There it is.
Argue for intimidation.
Got a point.
I'll roll a let me roll general check.
It's pretty busy.
I'll allow intimidation.
Okay.
It'll allow you.
I don't
I
think
get
persuasion is
advantage.
on Zephyr's sheet.
Fair.
I mean, intimidation's not much better, but I have advantage on it, so it is better. 19.
19. His Majesty, one of the first actions when he arrived on the plain was actually to claim the crown and challenge Ulvulk, the current reigning storm, or at the time reigning storm giant, to one-on-one combat. He had been with us not more than a few days, and shortly after his twin brother had died, who we had assumed would be on the seat instead, he challenged combat, and although he did in fact win, Ulvuk caved in probably a good quarter of his skull, thus leading to the weakness you see. His Majesty is, for all intents and purposes, quite physically weak. Well enough to make decisions for the city, but he struggles with remembering of a great deal of his life. We've not tried to recover any magical means because the memories were not lost through magical means. And all the healing in the world won't necessarily bring back that which was lost. He is safe, he's comfortable, happy even. He remembers his beloved wife. And that is about it. When we took the names to him of your Marben family, he did not seem to recognize it. complications, as I said.
So he remembers nothing. So why does it matter why I'm here?
Because, as I said, we haven't tried the most extreme means to bring back memories.
Which would be?
Using OSSOSH to retrieve them.
Surely there are less extreme ways to get confirmation to Zephyr's lineage here. You must have diviners.
I have no personal doubts as to Zephyr's lineage, but we need to find a way to prove it.
Right, is the word of your clerics not enough?
It's possible we could do this, but the consort is already seen as quite meddling in the affairs, and if we were to just pluck an heir out of nowhere, then we may very well need more. And there is more complications. The vizier is quite a traditional man. He himself will not be happy that that the heir was conceived between the Marubin line and an heir genasi outside of Alriake. I personally do not think this matters, but he may have something to say about it.
If there is no current heir, who is in line to succeed the realm then?
Technically, the king's, I believe it would be great aunt, currently roughly 90 years of age and living on the living out in the astral plane.
So then, who gives a shit if an heir comes out of nowhere? Clearly, succession's an issue in the kingdom right now.
To a degree. Right now, His Majesty is quite healthy and strong, and if we can retrieve his wife, then he's expressed willingness to produce more heirs.
Okay, and you haven't made any progress on capturing or recapturing her, so yeah, he's healthy and strong now, said he'll have more kids, but you've made no progress on capturing more. There's clearly no idea on how to capture more. So what if he just dies now? Why the fuck does it matter?
Are you expressing desire to sit on the throne?
No, I'm just trying to say I don't see why it fucking matters so much. That we have to come up with all this extensive proof.
If you have no desire to come out as heir, then why did you even come here?
I wanted to know why I was never returned to. But it seems you've answered that question.
So, you go home. So, you just give in?
What other option is there? I have to come up with all this extensive proof to prove to my father, who doesn't even remember me, that I'm his son, just so I can get him to say, oh, sorry I left you there, and then leave?
You wouldn't have to. I could do it for you.
I just still don't see what the end goal would be in all of this. I'm not going to sit on that fucking throne and stand up and chant to stop islands from colliding.
That's fair. That's fair. So, I could deliver the closure or the answers you seek? Potentially, assuming that what you say is true. Assuming what I believe to be true is true. But if I do that, then you become next in line. Or we could find some way to retrieve His Majesty's partner of choice, and the matter gets resolved without you having to out yourself in front of an entire kingdom.
How do you expect to get her back if you've tried everything?
We haven't sent impressive adventurers willing to go from the Underdark and the toils there to the plane of air.
Would you be sending us as diplomats or as mercenaries? What is your game here?
I am not allowed to send the six of you on to any potentially dangerous mission. That authority lies with the king.
You mentioned heads on spikes. What assurances do we have that we won't? There's so much unknown about this situation. Are we just being sent to our death?
It's possible.
If you're trying to avoid kicking off any conflict between yourself and this other city, and you're looking for third parties to intervene, I mean, it sounds quite dangerous, and if we were to avoid going places like that, what should we look out for?
If you are to avoid going places like that?
Yes.
Well, the Citadel of Ice and Steel is quite easy to spot. It's another floating island, massive spires, seems to be dripping, quite literally, ice and steel.
I assume that such teleportation circles like the one you had in your Citadel wouldn't be a good idea?
She begins to think and look a little confused, then frustrated. I'm not certain that moving through the teleportation circles would be keenest.
Normally knocking on the front door is best option. If you want to be a diplomat.
I can't recommend anything.
Can I make an insight check? That was a weird reaction, I feel like. Okay. Um, 19.
She seems a little confused, a little perhaps magically unable to offer options.
He's a squib.
Squib.
From a place of being blocked by magic, not from a place of not understanding the magic.
Blocked by magic.
Okay, yeah. I noticed as well one of the teleportation circles in there was broken. It wouldn't be... Are you not allowing travel between such states, or is the relations...
Those were broken by us, yes.
Hmm. Are you traveling frequently to this Citadel of Ice and Steel? Are you keeping up communications at all?
I personally am not.
We'd need to speak to someone who was if we were to take this on.
This would again require audience with His Majesty.
And are y'all interested in keeping the peace? Because it sounds like that's all they're after.
And why can't we get audience with His Majesty? It's not like he's gonna see me and be like, that's my son.
No, he likely will not, but the rest of the court will see and will ask. And frankly, I wish to bring a happy reunion between the two of you.
That also genuine.
Give me an insight.
I'd like to roll on that as well.
Yeah.
Same.
21.
That one was
21.
sus.
Net 20 for 28.
Okay.
Also 21.
21.
19.
21, natural 1, 19.
18.
28, 18. She's speaking very carefully all of a sudden.
What happens if Zephyr says no?
I can't stop you.
You can't, but Hana downstairs probably could.
Will anybody stop us?
I can't order him to.
Will anybody stop us?
The guards may, but it won't be by my order.
Okay, I don't give a shit what you decide. Will anybody stop us?
You very much should give a shit what I decide.
You are speaking very carefully, but we do not understand this place.
I understand. I wish
Is
to be...
anybody going to consciously make an attempt to stop us? I don't give a shit if it's by your orders or what.
If you
Is
try-
a guard going to stop us if we try to leave?
If you try to leave the city, I can't imagine why any guard would try to stop you. They have been instructed to follow you. I will not tell them to stop you, though. I can't see why they would try to stop you.
I think if we're planning on speaking with the king, we might need a little bit more time to discuss
We need to
amongst ourselves.
Speak amongst ourselves before we do anything else.
Very well.
Is there any other guidance you could provide to us before we speak with a member of of royalty?
Give me a persuasion check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. She kind of sits forward for a moment, thinking. Honesty is least likely to harm you while you're here. I have the most vested interest in being as honest and open with you six as possible. If you would ask it of me, I can see if us in the Priestess can retrieve memory from His Majesty of potential sons. That would ease your way.
Why do you specifically care so much?
I swore myself to protect the royal line, to seek out any leads, and to ensure that the Marubin dynasty continues as long as it can.
And nobody else swore this. Nobody else has this interest. Specifically, you have the strongest interest because of this job.
Because of my word.
at the rest of the party.
Is there anyone who doesn't have as vested of an interest in seeing the queen returned? It's pretty unanimous.
It's in the best interest of Aluria K to see her returned. Even the vizier, who is not excited about an outsider being queen consort. He himself is quite behind an opportunity to bring her back.
So we shouldn't expect resistance on this idea.
Not necessarily, not from any of our ends.
Did I miss how she's an outsider? If
outsider being an air genasi not born of or raised in the plane of air.
okay,
Zephyr's dad met her in the prime.
How can we reach you after we've spoken?
Give me another persuasion check.
17.
17. You can send me a message magically. I will receive it. Very well. Shall I take my leave?
I think that would be best.
As you wish. She stands up, creaking again, as she hobbles out the door, opening the door for herself, closing it behind her, and you hear the cane clacking as she descends the stairs.
Tina goes and locks the door after she goes.
Why don't we set up the tent in here?
Good
We
idea.
need more space. This room is too small.
Too small.
Yes. They build the tent. Push all the furniture to the side.
Okay, okay.
We go in
Push
the
all the
tent.
furniture, you go inside. Bright Eyes is the last to follow.
So that was really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We never asked her how she. I guess just from the names, huh? They just found us.
I probably just said I looked like the king.
Yeah,
It's not that hard to make that comparison, apparently.
apparently.
it is exactly like him.
You do quite look exactly like the statue that we saw, so...
What do you want to do?
What was she getting at the end there? She was trying to warn us about something. She's had some sort of magic cast on her that's preventing her from speaking plainly with us. She
Does
was
she need,
speaking
like,
very
a-
strangely.
A restoration spell. Does she need to get rid of?
It could be a restoration spell. It could be something malicious like a curse, or it could be an oath that she's taken. She has promised not to speak on it. It doesn't have to be a malicious thing.
Those are so bothersome.
I mean, we don't have to get the information on travel to this area from her.
It was just strange
It was
We
strange.
just might
why
not
she had
know
that
it.
reaction.
I don't know the first thing about those teleportation circles.
It was different though, Brun. The way she was speaking, there was...
You think someone's silencing her? Some kind of political enemy?
Yes, but I don't know if it has anything to do with any of Zephyr's stuff, or it's just some other drama going on that we stumbled across.
I don't
Maybe
want
they
to
don't
stumble
want their
across other
people
drama.
traveling over there trying to be heroes.
Maybe they're not allowed to talk about the existence of such sigils? Or...
Maybe they just really don't want to save the fucking queen.
Well, how do you feel about that, Zeph?
I mean, it seems like they're really not doing everything in their fucking power. They literally have a king that can stop islands from crashing into other islands, and they can't go save a single person from being hostage.
Agreed.
I wonder if perhaps there is someone else who they wish to put on the throne outside of the king, and they're just trying to bide their time.
Or to prevent a war. A war is a pretty big reason not to go. rescue somebody as much as you
But
may
to
love
rescue
them.
no, I think that you should stop at no ends to go rescue someone if you really
I
love
don't
them.
disagree, but for somebody, a king, he might make a different decision for his people.
Well, then he's not a, no offense, Zeph, a very brave king, or a strong one.
Didn't she say that the king willingly gave up his wife to them?
That's what she
No.
said, and then she
No.
said that. No, she said that, and then I tried to
think-
clarify, and
I
she
think
said
we
some weird shit.
misunderstood
No,
that.
but she did for word say that. So
I should clarify. She meant that his willingness to accept that arrangement came because it was what brought the peace. He was not happy he did not give her up. She was taken, and in the arrangement for ceasefire and for stopping hostilities, they just said, well, this person is a hostage, and he accepted, but it was not happy about it.
still think it's stupid.
Yeah, it is, but it is much different than him.
Yeah, no, for
sending
sure.
Hey, you want my wife?
Hostage.
Will that end the war?
I
Yeah,
got this good
exactly.
old
He
wife
was
over
he
here.
was not like, here's a trade deal. Here was, hey,
Right.
we took her, we're keeping her. Here's the peace deal. And he's like, well, fuck, I want my people to stop dying. Let's find any way we can to get her back, aside from war again.
Will getting her back cause a war, though?
I don't
Depends on
care.
how
We don't
go
live here.
about it.
Yeah, I guess.
I will rephrase what I said then. He willingly accepted a peace offer, giving her up. So I don't know if they care that much.
Do you care?
I mean, I kind of care.
Would you
You can
like?
be honest about your feelings, Zephyr.
There are definite spores in the air of yeah, I fucking care.
All right. Then we will do something about it, regardless of if we are working with the city and your father or not.
We will do something about it. It's not right.
If you wish to rescue her.
I mean, it's regardless of familial ties or not, it's a person who's being held hostage in a war. I don't give a shit if it's my dad who doesn't remember me or not. That is the reason that she's held captive. We should do something about that.
Do you want to go without his permission?
I don't see why we need his permission.
Then
In
let's
fact,
go
wouldn't
right
it be
now. Let's go.
worse-
Come
Wouldn't it be
on.
worse if we go there with his permission? Because then it's a diplomatic thing.
That's true.
That's
If
what I was.
got a point.
random group of adventurers go in, here somebody's held captive, and take her out of there, then it's not a war-causing situation.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to
Got
get
it.
at with her. Like, if she was trying to get us as a third party to go in and do her own thing without any direction from them, could that give them liability to say, hey, that wasn't us, we're not going to start a war with this, but we do have our queen back, so...
I worry that going in and taking her back will cause war no matter whose side we're on. If we go with
What if we just bring
diplomats,
her to the material plane instead?
she's still taken from them. It's not going to
But
matter.
it will not look like we took them for Zephyr's
city.
father.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I
If
think
some
She
random
you're,
people
can
just
look
came
at
in.
shit Zedjno.
I think you're a war-torn people, and suddenly your prize is gone. You're not going to be looking very far. You're
Right,
gonna look
but
to the people you're fighting with, and just think exactly what we did. That we took her somewhere else.
So we're just supposed to leave her?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I think if we go as diplomats, we can offer more peace.
She is from the material plane. Does she not have family there?
She can return there if she wants to. But what I'm
I-
saying is they want to sustain this peace. And if we go and don't just take her and speak with them, we can
Maybe
make
her
her
family
more
on
of
the
it.
material plane pay us to save her.
if they have had 20 years to diplomatically and peacefully negotiate her release and they actually wanted her to released, they would have gotten her released. We're not
don't-
going to, as
I
a
don't
group
think-
of undertrained...
I don't think they had the people to send because you're sending people from a war-torn place.
If you think we can negotiate a release
I
of a
think
war
we can
prisoner-
try, and if it doesn't work, then we sneak back in.
I mean, do you think it's going to do any better between a group of people who are sent by the king to specifically go there for diplomacy versus a group of random adventurers show up and say, hey, you shouldn't have this war?
I think that it gives us a bit more power. We have more we can offer. Because we've been allocated more to offer.
Hasn't the king already... I don't know, I feel like we're treading ground that's already been trod.
It's either... I'm also very suspicious of how this was presented to us. I'm worried if we go and we present this before the king, he's going to say, no, you can't do that. If that's
Then
what
we
she was
don't
getting
listen.
I don't see any reason why we have to go to the king first.
I just want
Agreed.
easier access to get there and the ability to keep more people alive.
at. Why don't I talk to Tufine? Let's see if he has the same reaction to trying to talk about these teleportation circles.
He won't just have one fine idea, he'll have two fine
Right.
ideas.
We can see if this is a widespread issue or something specifically with this
I just
priestess.
worry that using the teleportation circles takes us in an unsafe and suspicious way.
Oh, for sure, yes. If we're going to try to sneak in, we're going to need to find another way there. But we don't even know where it is or how to get there, or we'd have to
Find a
charter a
map.
boat.
Tufine probably has one.
We can get that info. I'm not worried about that.
Okay, but having a map still requires traveling over an entire void of air.
We
and
can
use
fly.
guards to allow us to leave.
We can't fly, we can fall.
No, I'm saying you do. We've talked about
Thanks,
it before.
Buzz Lightyear.
Where some of you turn into giant birds, someone carries
It
me.
might be way too far, Gina. It could be thousands of miles.
They said we could
Right.
commission carriage around here.
If they would let us go.
Right.
That's a bridge we come to.
Alright.
Who do we trust, though? I need to know that.
I don't trust any fucking person so far.
The Zedjno was very suspicious.
All of
She
them
was.
seem to certainly have quite dubious goings-ons that I don't exactly trust.
Was she warning us not to go?
I could not make heads or tails of what she was trying to say. It was very confusing.
Frankly, I don't give a shit if she's warning us not to go because, again, the king gave up his wife.
No, was she warning us not to go speak to your father? I don't know what she was getting at.
I think if there's someone else there that's controlling her or controlling the city and she doesn't
No.
want their influence exerted over us.
He's warning us that Zeph might be put in a position.
If
Y'all
we're
are
gonna
dealing
talk
with nobility
to,
now.
if we're gonna talk to him, I should not be part of the conversation.
Oh.
Because that's you committing, basically, to coming back as a ruler.
That, and it's going to cause an entire different situation because I look like him. He doesn't remember having any kids. Who knows what it'll bring in? And then, of course, the other nobles will make the connection, even if the king doesn't. It's going to add several more layers to the problem and bury the problem we're trying to deal with under more to them pressing issues.
The last
If
thing
we're
we
gonna
want
have
to do
these,
is trap
then-
Zeph.
Right.
So
if
your
we're
number
gonna-
one priority, rescuing Echo. Second priority, speaking to your father. Getting answers, having a conversation.
We can have a conversation with him, just not about me.
Not
Okay,
yet.
so you don't want...
Not yet.
Third priority, avoiding getting any responsibility or being drawn into princely duties.
Yeah, it seems like, based on the conversation we just had, it's probably going to be smartest that we avoid talking about any of that until at least after this is dealt with, and then we can go into this whole he doesn't have his memory anymore
So
issue.
why don't us minus Zephyr or whoever else go? We can position ourselves as a Zedjni mercenary group that's come. This is part of the work we're looking to do. We can do something for them. We've heard about Echo. We've heard about their plight. Offer our services. Go with the King's blessing as a third party. Zephyr's not even involved. What about that?
I agree.
We could probably even get Corey to send us some fancy certificate that has Zedjni approval if we wanted.
If we can bring me as Alkie again, I'd at least like to listen.
Of course.
But if that's even going to be something we can manage to swing.
I think if you are even in the room, they're going to want to talk to you. And we're going to run into the same situation that we did today.
Even if I'm an owl.
Even if you're an
She
owl.
saw
She
you
just...
this
She
time.
saw you. She saw through it.
We can use the telepathic bond and give you like a
Oops.
closed caption kind of experience.
There's a
Where-
spell. I don't know if it'll work. Where you can see inside while it happens.
Oh.
Oh,
The
It
baby.
hurts. His little purrs.
I like that it just picks him up every now and then. That's my favorite.
So comfy. Oh,
He's such a good
He
boy.
loves you.
Yo.
What a good boy.
oh.
He goes, "This my dad."
Happy.
Just my dad.
Okay, put me down now. Thank you.
Okay, I'm
That
done
was
with.
enough, sir.
I'm done
Yeah.
with you. I wish to leave now, Dad.
And now he's gonna go eat from his bowl and hop back into his box. It's his
Mhm,
routine.
Oh,
Amazing.
Routine.
what a life.
Yeah, right.
So what about that? Is that the plan? Is that what we want to do?
Yeah.
We can give
okay.
it a couple days. I'm not saying it needs to happen tonight or anything, but a direction. I don't think we should linger too long, though.
Yeah, I think it's probably best we get it done.
All right.
What do you think, Nendra? Can we be swords for hire?
Well, as I see it, getting this queen back would only build goodwill, and we could
Yes.
say that we did it in the name of Zedjno,
Of course.
and that would do only good things for our purposes.
Quite true.
Then
Though we will be making an enemy in the name of Zedjno as well.
what, with the ice and steel
Yes.
people? Right.
What
Yeah,
if
but they
these guys?
also-
What if Zephyr's dad's the bad guy in this war? Have we even stopped to consider that?
Well,
We don't even know. I don't know the first thing about this war. Hold on. Actually, we need to stop. What's this war even about? Are we
Okay,
on
but
the
also
stress
hold on a
side?
second. Also, who gives a shit? Your people were run by a devil for this entire fucking period of time.
Okay, well,
Zedjno might be the bad guys in your situation, so why don't we shut the fuck up about that and just move forward?
okay.
God damn.
Okay, that was a long time coming.
Well
Fine.
done.
Well, that I
Fine.
believe was not,
Ninja-
not entirely uncalled for. Not
He's right,
entirely
it's-
uncalled of. Yes,
It's your mother, Zephyr.
Right,
You're
right,
right.
right.
You're right. It doesn't
Right.
matter.
but
I
it
don't
is.
care.
But it
I
is.
don't care.
It is Zephyr's mother, so let us go and retrieve her. And if it happens to build us goodwill, wonderful. If it does not, then we will take that as we go. But we are going to save this woman, and I think that is a wonderful thing to do.
You're correct. I'm sorry, Zephyr. Genuinely, I'm sorry. I just had a lapse in thought.
It's been a long 24 hours.
Yes.
Maybe we think about everything we've heard today. Talk more about our plans and just chill and go to bed.
Yes.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe we need to relax a little bit.
When Zedjno comes out to be the voice of reason.
As there's a lot of stress and tension in this room right now.
We all just need to calm down, pray over some hag hands, you know.
Or yes, we could all have a group bonding activity. Who wants to help me with my hag hand?
You hear confused family? Question
Family?
mark.
Like projected through the bond?
Yeah, just I mean, cause Bright Eyes has just been sitting here with you guys.
You can help Bright Eyes if you would like.
Says no.
Okay, that's fair.
It'll be a hard
That's
pass.
my boy.
That's my boy.
No.
learning self-preservation.
Uh-huh.
Aunt Xenia wants to start a project?
Just a-
Absolutely not.
No.
Pretty sure that hand was being used to channel through him or something at some point. Something like that. I don't remember.
Everything you say about this hag hand is bad news. There's no good
It's a
thing
good
that ever
hand.
comes
It's
out of
had
your
such a
mouth.
journey. I've had it since episode 12.
It's not
Long
even
time.
about me wanting to spite you anymore. You dig your own hole.
We're on episode 105. It's been a journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, if only somebody would let us finish it.
If only.
I know.
I've only asked like 6 times.
The problem.
Yeah,
Nick, is
that's
it
what I
done?
said.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Cool.
I'm the problem.
I'm glad you finally admit it.
As you guys wind down with your bonding activity, what are you doing?
Oh shit, we're actually doing it.
You don't have to.
Um,
It's 9 o'clock. We
Gina
can end
Actually
it.
doing it.
She's
I'm
not
not helping
helping.
with the hand.
Yeah, she's not helping with the hand. Gina goes to her ninja's room instead.
I'm going to great efforts to make sure you don't touch the hand.
You are? Why? Why
Yeah.
can I not touch the hand tonight, Zephyr?
Because you've been doing some weird fucked up shit with it. And I'm sick of having to stay up at night trying to tell Brun that it's okay that Zedjna's dealing with this fucking weird hand.
Oh, is she worried about me?
Of course
Maybe
she's
Brun should
fucking
handle
worried
her
about
own
you.
problems. That's
Wow.
not a canon. That's not a canon.
Ah! Oh god!
What was that, Silencio?
God, could you imagine?
He just
Oh my
misfired for a second and like
His
Access-
eyes showed red.
accessed his
They're
old
pointing 2 different
personality.
ways. Rebooting.
Kill mode activated. Maybe Brun should handle her own problems.
Stupid.
Stupid.
No, I'm okay. I'm good.
Okay. Well, as
That
you
was really hard for
guys-
me to say.
As you guys wind
Work on
down,
the fucking hand.
No, it's okay. I'm really
No,
tired.
she can't.
I need,
She's not
I need,
allowed.
I'm starving and I'm tired.
spend
Listen
I'm
to him.
hungry.
spend the rest of your evening just trying to catch up on energy. That's where we're gonna end things for tonight.
Good.
No,
And
I
I will
could be
just
asleep.
I have an
sit
hour and a
here.
half on ramp. That's my goal.
Nope.
I like it. Nice and
Gross.
slow.
Gross. An hour and a half of time I'm giving to my employer to get ready. Nah.
Yeah. If you're not waking up anxious that you've overslept, you're not doing it right.
There you go.
There it is.
Waking up like,
I could never. Not built like you. Wish I was.
Nobody
I know.
is.
You're weak.
I am weak. Because I'm strong all day, Steve. We've been over it.
Throw back to your quote
I'm
from
so
today.
tired.
Go to bed.
No.
What?
Okay.
What are you?
This is a sleep that bed cannot solve. It's a
Damn.
deep exhaustion.
Crisis. I understand.
That is a Greek tragedy.
Yeah.
My whole life is a
A
Greek
sleep
tragedy.
that this bed cannot. What was it?
Sleep that a bed cannot solve. The exhaustion that a bed cannot solve. I don't know what I said. Roll back the tape, Craig.
I will. I'll roll back the tape.
I need to get rid of Craig.
Bye, Craig.
Bye, Craig.
Miss
Fuck you,
you.
Craig.
Miss you. He's been good. Don't say fuck you to him.
Oh, we used to tell him "fuck
Has
you"
he?
all the time. He worked
gave
out.
Brittany like 13 hours of silence.
He
Just a
did.
couple.
That's
Mhm.
true.
He did.
He is
God.
misbehaving.
It was
important that he
terrifying
had
to
to
just
do it.
open it up and just see 14 hours. I was like, what do you mean it's 14 hours?
Proud of you.
Do you guys want to hear Lindsay's newest quote before I leave you to go eat
Oh
dinner?
yes.
Yes.
yeah.
This
Oh,
was
no.
From Friendsgiving.
Oh, dear.
Do you remember
Oh.
this one, Lindsay?
I was drunk the whole
There were
time,
several.
so I don't know.
There was only one that got written down.
Ah.
So I
dear.
should add the one about light blue seagrass. That's my personal favorite from the night.
No!
Huh.
Don't bring that up!
I don't think you all understand based off that
No.
photo I sent.
No!
It was green. It was
I understand
green.
Green.
what Lindsay was trying to describe
And
was
when we
light
were all
blue
getting our
seagrass.
guesses wrong, when we were too blue, when we were too dark, no, when we were too light, in fact, she told us to go more light blue seagrass, and that's how she got us further away from the answer we need to get to. Anyways, her quote was, and I was like, I've never felt this horny before in my life, and that was
What?
Lindsay.
What? What was I talking
Yeah,
about?
you not gonna lie, did share your second puberty experience with
You
everybody.
did.
So
Lindsay, is that your drunk go-to story? Because you shared that with me in Mexico.
I don't remember that.
What the
heck?
fuck? Damn, I didn't get you drunk enough in New York.
Yeah, she was drunk, but did she tell you about her second puberty?
Every time dating apps come up around drunk Lindsay, that's the story she
yeah,
tells.
that's the story. That's fair.
Oh.
On Tinder, so
Yeah.
that's what it triggers.
I see.
It's
Golly.
been her only experience with
Ooh.
dating apps, and that's an experience to have for dating apps.
Gosh, golly. I'm gonna just go now.
What was your chant where you held up your chicken leg and you
I got
shouted
the
something?
leg!
I got the leg!
She was on something.
She was
Hold
like,
on.
"Let me eat my leg."
I
I
was
was
had
very...
to ask you who you were talking to, and eventually you admitted it was yourself.
Yeah.
Your leg?
I was just happy.
She was just vibing. She was.
My absolute favorite from that drunk Lindsay night is we put on Shrek 2, as you do when there's a house full of drunk people.
Of course.
She had a cup of decaf, I made sure it was decaf, coffee, and a piece of pie. She wouldn't sit anywhere but the floor right in front of me. And I like wouldn't lean back. She was just like on the floor. It looked so uncomfortable. And so I was like, whatever, she's gonna do what she wants to do. I had a glass of water that I put down on the ground. And so I tapped her and I was like, Lindsay, there's a glass of water behind you. So if you scoot back or move, like, just know there's a glass of water. She goes, yeah, and she sassed me so hard. And I wanted to clap back, but she was so gone that I was just like, okay.
It's not her fault.
I was like, okay, as long as you know there's water there. She goes, yeah, I know.
Yeah. And
and drank her coffee and watched
Too
her
busy
Shrek.
watching
God, I
Yeah,
can
she
hear
was
it.
She was
I
so
can hear
mad that I interrupted her pie eating to tell her about the water.
This
was
is actually
really
probably
feisty.
this is probably like the one time like the first time I've like there's actually actively times I do not remember all of this happening where I'm
Yeah.
just like
That was
I
definitely
don't
the drunkest I've seen you, and it was a delight.
I
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
It was
I have
amazing.
Yeah, and your memory is usually so good.
no memories of telling that story about the dating apps. I don't remember
Do you
the
remember
water.
light blue sea foam?
Yeah, I remember that.
like,
Yeah, like there's some things that I do remember, but I'm just like there are some like things that I'm like I don't remember that bit.
Too is you were the littest, not in a bad way, but just like I think everyone was more sober, so we remember more of what you
We were
said.
just all
because
vibing around
we-
you, and it was
No,
amazing.
I believe you. I'm just like, oh boy.
It was fun.
No,
we
it
did
was
start,
adorable.
we started at like 9 a.m. So